feeling high, I'm awake all night, like I'm addicted to a drug. I'm feeling blind, but I can't rewind. I was
as a singularity. Matter converted from energy swirled and compressed itself into stars. Stars congealed into galaxies.
All right. Okay, all right. So now that we have everyone settled down, let's go over today's weekly wins agenda. So the first thing is obviously some personal wins. We will be going over some personal wins very quickly as we have wasted quite a few on a time. And then we will be going over experience sharing with Aisha. Aisha will be here for the next 1 or 2 days with us. So she has a lot to share. As last time her presence or her approach was a bit sudden, so she didn't really have a lot to share with us last time. But this time, she's prepared and she has quite a few things to share with us. And hopefully, I heard about it earlier. It was very informative, very inspirational. And then I couldn't help but drag her in here in this weekly win session without her will. Uh, and then after that, obviously, we'll be receiving some organizational updates from Emre, educational updates, communication updates from yours truly, and product updates. And finally, something new that we're going to be having today is Generation 4. Our Generation 4 group will be showcasing their projects this week together with the CodeRef team. And finally, we'll be receiving our conclusive remark by Mr. Alper. Mr. Alper hasn't been very responsive, so hopefully Emre will help me out in that regard. Okay, without further ado, let's get some personal wins. Brooke, let's have you out here. It's been a while since you shared any personal wins with us. And then I'm going to need you to nominate one more female individual. After that, we will continue.
Thank you, Dagi. Hi, guys. My name is Brooke. Casual updates. I went, it's work related, but I got to go to Adama. I was there for a lecture yesterday. Students are like they're clever. They're very shy, like more shy than normal Addis Ababa folks. But yeah, but it was interesting. It took about the whole day. What else did I do? Yeah, and like the last semester grades have been in, they are in, and they are good, and we're about to start the new semester. So that's exciting. Like especially this semester, I'm an electrical and computer engineering student, and so far all the courses were just introduction to something, introduction to other streams, right? So it wasn't courses related to my stream in particular. But this semester, everything is like computer related, and I like. Yeah, and we're going to finish our camp next week, and after that, I'm going to start attending the class. So that will be it for my casual updates and personal life track. To nominate a woman, right? Okay, a female. I'll go with Feroz. I miss Feroz. Feroz.
Feru is right here with us. I'm pretty sure she has quite the personal wins to share with us, as I was part of it yesterday.
So for personal wins, I don't really have much like for a week, for the past week, but I can give like maybe for the past 3 weeks. As many of you know, I have joined a new squad, and yeah, it's been so great there. I have also tried some few Arabian places like around Boli. It was a really good place. If you guys want to try it out, it's called Baba Al Yemen. It's a very tasty food there. I have taken a picture, but I haven't given a review yet. So a nice place. So this week we had also a hackathon day out. So we got to eat a lot of good foods at Mascot. What else is there? Oh, this week, yeah, I've started, working out more. Yes, for the past 3 weeks, I think those would be my updates, personal updates.
Thank you, Feroz. Okay, due to time constraints, we will not be having any more nominations today. So without further ado, let's go over the experience sharing with Aisha. She's a senior policy advisor and global platform policy at, and drumroll, Spotify and TikTok. So here you go, Aisha. So Aisha will be sharing her screen with us, and she
Yes.
will have quite a few things to demonstrate with us for us.
Yeah.
And Aisha,
First of all, can you hear me clearly? First time using the mic. Hello, everyone. I had a chance to have one-to-one conversations with a few of you and already shared some of this information. So sorry for that. You're gonna have to listen to me again. So, in order to be a good tech professional, I think it's important to have a well-rounded understanding of what other tech departments do. And what I do is quite different than what Emre did or has been doing, and like maybe some other people you've met. So I thought it would be interesting for me to share what I do at work and some like examples, like fun projects I did at TikTok. And so, what I do is called trust and safety. So online, like all the social media platforms, all the platforms you use has an element to ensure that users using the platform have a safe experience and the platform has integrity. So my team does all the measures to make sure that people are not promoting illegal activities, they're not harming users, grooming minors or selling drugs or all this stuff. One project I did at TikTok was about wildlife trafficking. So there are international treaties banning illegal trade of endangered species. For example, you cannot sell a lion, you cannot buy a sea turtle egg, but you will go on TikTok and see that people are trying to do that. So in order to prevent that, to make sure TikTok is not a platform for this type of illegal behavior, we did a partnership with World Wildlife Fund. So one of our project goals was to increase user education. So, user safety is a two-way street. Platforms have a responsibility, but users also need to be informed so they don't engage with this type of content. So with World Wildlife Fund, we launched 2 public safety announcements. So I'm going to share my screen to show you what they look like. 1 second. So do you see my screen now? Okay. So when you go to TikTok app, for example, there are certain keywords that we identify, hashtags that we identify. So when you search these hashtags or click on these hashtags, for example, the hashtag I'm using is exotic pets. So when you click on this hashtag, you're going to see an educative message, and then you're going to click more, learn more. Here it gives users an opportunity to educate themselves. Here it's saying that illegal wildlife trade really dangerous for the future existence of world's most iconic species, and it encourages users to be mindful when engaging this type of stuff. And then it says you can report when you see content like that, because we do our best to capture, but if we don't capture them, here is a reporting option. So when you click on the report option, you can report activity. And then we also have a message where we share what TikTok has been doing. So when you click on this, you can see an article explaining what TikTok does. My name is on there, so you can find me. But here it shows everything TikTok did. For example, how you report. Here you can see. And then it shows the informative message. So this is one of the public safety announcements, public service announcements we did. For the second one, you can, for example, type buy sea turtle. Buy sea turtle, sorry. Here, the second message is, it's saying that you cannot even search for this keyword because it's harmful. So what we're doing here, we are telling users that, some things you engage with on the internet might be harmful. So it's a way to educate our users. And so this is one of the things we did. And we had a chat, and so we also do like a lot of social media and PR engagement activities around that. So one thing we did, so the World Life Funds, they have a coalition that involves all major tech companies. So Google, Meta, eBay, X, TikTok, they're all part of this. So every year they select a special animal day and then all the coalition partners make some announcement linked to the that special animal day. So when I was there, what we did was a special announcement for World Sea Turtle Day. So so for World Sea Turtle Day, so we launched these hashtags, but we also did a newsroom post on TikTok saying, we are celebrating World Sea Turtle Day. This is what TikTok has been doing. We remove this many harmful videos. We ban this many hashtags, etc. The hashtags I show, like there is a list in multiple languages. And we also engage with TikTok creators. So here is a very famous TikTok vet, and he engages with wildlife. He goes save sea turtles around the world. And we also engage with a different creator. It's like a diver, I think. She was a diver. So she went and filmed a couple of sea turtles for us. So it was a fun way to celebrate an endangered animal species day, but also show our users in a fun way what we are doing to prevent the exploitation of endangered species. And one another thing the coalition does, they release an annual progress report, where they say our partners, all the partners, Google, Meta, TikTok, X, eBay, all the others. I think they have like 48 members. So all together, we banned this many keywords. We did this and that. TikTok launched this and that. And for the annual report, I was there. They asked us to prepare a video update. So I prepared a TikTok video showing what TikTok has been doing. So I'm going to play. But I don't know if you can hear the sound here. No, am I on mute? Maybe I need to unmute myself.
Yes, you have to mute.
Wait, give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Hi there, animal lovers. My name is Ayşe Koçak. I'm a policy manager here at TikTok, where I lead our work to stop the illegal trafficking of wildlife. Our global team works around the clock to make TikTok a safe and supportive place, not just for our community, but for the animals and wildlife that also call this planet home. But we know we can't do this alone. That's why in early 2021, we were proud to join the coalition to end wildlife trafficking online. TikTok's community guidelines already make it clear that we don't tolerate any content that depicts or promotes poaching or the illegal wildlife trade. But since joining the coalition, we've taken a few additional steps to keep wildlife safe online, such as blocking hundreds of keywords associated with the illegal wildlife trade, continuing to educate and train our moderators about the signs of wildlife trafficking, and introducing 2 public service announcements informing our community about the dangers of the illegal wildlife trade. By working together, we can help stop the exploitation of our planet's most beautiful and endangered creatures. Stay tuned for more updates on steps we're taking alongside the coalition to protect wildlife online. Oh, sorry. Do I repeat? Okay, shall I repeat for the others? Sorry. so, so what we did, another project we did was to set up a dedicated reporting option for wildlife trafficking. So, you know, on TikTok, you can go and you can report content that you think shouldn't be on the platform. And we were the very first platform to have a wildlife dedicated reporting option, because on other platforms, you need to go through like different things, regulated goods, select multiple options. But TikTok had a dedicated one. So because this was a big step, we said we need to make a big deal out of it. So we, in partnership with World Wildlife Fund and World Bank, we published an article on sustainability works, talking about what we did. You know, TikTok has 1 billion users. It's a community to have fun and share and inspire, but unfortunately, there might be bad actors abusing it. So this is what we're doing. So we mentioned the reporting option here, and that we are trying to create a community where content creators come together to raise awareness. So that was a summary of my wildlife trafficking project. But I'm here to answer your questions if you have any.
Actually, you have a question from a guest.
Yes.
So, like, after you did this, did you measure the impact? How many people reported things through this and
Yes.
through these policies? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great question, and that's something we use a lot. You know, when you deal with like, you know, millions of content uploaded every day, data is a very important tool. So we track if the hashtags are working. So we can track how many times people click on the hashtag and read this message, how many times they clicked on the link and get redirected to the platform, like World Wildlife Fund platform. And we can also track how many times users reported a content and the appeal, the success rate of the report, or we look it into different metrics such as did user appeal it. So you can remove a video, but users have the right to appeal to say, no, this is not right. You wrongfully took down my video. And then we see if the appeal was successful. If the appeal was successful, it means we made a mistake. So yeah, that's a good question.
If you have any other questions in relation to how like certain features and products are developed in the company. So as you guys can see, I actually developed a single like a feature that's implemented on TikTok, which is actually doing a lot of positive work. So if you guys have any questions in which any individual will be able to do that, it would be now.
Yeah. One thing yeah.
It's just you mentioned that you published multiple articles about this wildlife thing. And do you actually get many people to read those articles? Are they kind of effective? You also made a TikTok video explaining what you did, and you also made you published multiple articles. So my question was.
So I mean, we hope that, but we don't really track that because TikTok is such a busy platform. We have published so many things, but what we do, this like the one of the posts I wrote was on the newsroom. So anytime people go onto TikTok newsroom, they can find this article. And the other article, it was an external article, and it was promoted by multiple NGOs, not just World Wildlife Fund, but there were other animal NGOs they shared with their users. But it's a very niche area, so only people who are really in the field would be reading it. But I think the in-app public safe service announcement was seen by a lot of users. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you guys detect whether a search is related to, let's say, the trafficking of wild animal? Is it keyword-based detection or?
Yes. Yeah, it was keyword detection, and we use multiple sources. First of all, World Wildlife Fund, they have a database of all the harmful keywords that they do, like they share it with all platform members. And then we also use keywords by Interpol. Actually, Interpol has a department focused on wildlife trafficking, so they shared. I also did my own research. I went onto the app and I looked at like all these cute videos and saw what they were using and added them to the database. And then we have so every market, every country, they have country managers. So like for languages, for Japanese, for example, I work with Japanese country policy manager. So they help with providing additional keywords as well.
How long did it take?
Oh, it was a lengthy project, but I would say, yeah, like it's like not everything done at once. There were stages, for example, when we did the PSA. So, like when you look at my video and see like how fun it looks, and you miss the bureaucracy behind it, but there is a lot of bureaucracy as we talk about, like every like social media strategy, there's so many approvals behind it. So we collected the keywords, we like vetted the keywords, then I put together a proposal. I work with the product team, I work with the feature team, people who actually, the engineers who actually do the, the message, etc. And then the leadership approval. Yeah, I had to really push some people because there were different opinions as well. But I would say like maybe 3 months for the PSA. And then the other things, it was throughout the year. The public safe service announcement, sorry. It's the message you see. Yeah.
If we do not have any additional questions, Aisha, thank you so much for the insights.
Thank you. Can you take a picture?
Of course.
Sorry. My memories.
Nobody's smiling, Aisha. I'm so sorry. Should I take multiple?
Yeah. Always. Thank you. Thank you, guys. If you have more questions, you can call me.
All right. Okay. And right next to our agenda, we have organizational updates by Emre. Emre, please come to the stage. Give us our organizational updates.
Thank you very much, Dagim. So this was kind of a fast week, guys. There is a lot happened this week. Regarding the US supply delivery, so we had to repack things, and the boxes are arriving today. Hopefully, it's going to be taken from the US next Monday. And regarding the t-shirt production, the order is given, the money has reached to the t-shirt developer. So now they are being produced. We expect to get them sometime next week. Hopefully, we'll have over 500 t-shirts by the end of the camp. And during the trip, everybody's going to have the t-shirts. Next, so we continue with the Digital Health Hackathon preparations for this week. What was planned was getting the post out, defining the deadline, making the planning. So these things all took place. There will be some more tasks next week because next weekend we are going to have a workshop, and then there will be the semifinals of the hackathon. So we will continue seeing some updates about that, I would say, until March 9th. Next, like as we all see, Aisha is here. Aisha, are you having a good time at A2SV?
Yes. I'm thinking that I will be available like virtually. Anyone who wants to have a chat with me, actually, can I say that?
Definitely.
I forgot to say. So, I also provide mentorships. I'm a mentor. So, like, there is an organization called All Tech is Human. Google it, and I highly recommend to join that organization because, as I mentioned before, networking is very important in tech. So knowing people who already do what they are doing, people who can tell you like, how to get there, or in general to show you a direction. This is a very important organization. So I'm a mentor. I had like multiple mentors, like even mentors from Africa. One of my mentors was from Ghana, for example. So it's worldwide. It's virtual. You fill in a form, and I think it passed for the spring season, but you can apply in summer. In summer, I don't know. Do they have the same seasons here? European summer. and and um, and then you get mentors and you meet them, and then you meet other mentees. That opens up a professional network for you. So, and also like I like to mentor people. So if you wanna chat with me, just send me an email or reach out on LinkedIn. We can have a session. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ayşe. And yes, like you can go to the website at alltechishuman.org. I think finally it loaded. They offer some mentorship opportunities, and there is a lot more to check out. Thank you very much. All right, let's go back to our tab. So what's next? Team, as we all remember, we had a great visit by Abdullah, and this was unexpected. Indeed, the day before he let me know he's in town. I believe as a team, we did a great job. Like he had great impressions about A2SV by the end. He's a very valuable person, smart and kind-hearted. And it was really nice to give him visibility on what's going on at A2SV in Ethiopia, because this sets the path for the other A2SV branches, including Ghana. And lastly, so team Marlene, we have seen her in the past. Unfortunately, she didn't have enough bandwidth at that time, but she helped us, and with her help, we were able to get Aman to United States. If you remember, Aman Sisay from A2 has become our first intern who joined Block from A2SV. And throughout the whole process, without Marlene, we couldn't do that, because she knows those immigration laws, where to apply, what documents to provide, and she helped them walk through the whole process. From our perspective, everything happened in a seamless manner. And now Marlene is going to be with us part-time, and she's going to help us build the infrastructure and connections so that we can provide more opportunities to A2SPians that are going to be in line with US regulations, rules and regulations. So I hope this edition is going to help us to build more relationships and understand the legal landscape, and bring some African talent to United States, or connect some African talent with the United States opportunities. So when we look at our agenda for the next week, yes, US supply delivery, since it's going to take place next week, it is still there. And Expo goal setting, I would say like we made a good progress on that for the non-technical end of the deliverables. And in terms of what kind of features we are going to include by then, how the app is going to look like, I think there is more to clarify. And I hope next week the core dev leaders are going to make the agenda very clear. There is a minor update here. So we are going to attend the African Diaspora Investment Symposium. This is an event that is taking place in San Jose from March 20 to March 22. And some tech founders, some investors from African diaspora are going to be part of this event. And we decided to give visibility to our core dev projects in this event as well. And since it's taking time earlier than the expected expo time in Addis, I would say we made an update in our timeline for core dev projects. So like we want to have our expo related deliverables, except the technical ones, by 11th of March, so that this is going to give enough time for our marketing team to produce materials and make things ready in the US by the beginning of the event, the symposium. So next, so another good news team, Jordanos Asmari, who has been our board member and who has been working at A2SV as head of community and talent. She is joining us full time, and she's going to be head of partnerships. Now we are going to have her full-time bandwidth. And even with the limited bandwidth she was dedicating for A2SV, she was making great things, guys. So I am very happy. Brian is very happy. Now our US squad is stronger than ever. So with her background, connections, and will to bring more opportunities, more connections for A2SV, I believe now our ship is going to sail to destinations even faster. So I'm going to be helping Marlene to ramp up. So there is not much to ramp up on because we didn't do much in terms of building our HR department. But Marlene has done this in some other companies, including Liftoff in the past. She has plenty of experience. And I hope she's going to help us build a strong HR department at A2SV as well. So the T-shirt delivery, we expect it to take place next week, hopefully before 2nd of March, which is the end of the camp, I guess. And yes, like the Addis preparations, I think everybody is going to have some bits on the development and as well as marketing end. This is a big event. This is a very good opportunity for giving visibility on what A2SV does for Ethiopia and Africa. And our board president and head of business, Brian, is going to give a speech in this event as well. And we will have a table. So we are going to be interacting with many people. So Mr. Ali is going to be there. Mr. Alper is going to be there. SB is going to capture the whole action. We hope that this event is going to take us to the next level, or we are going to meet people in this event who are going to help us to get to the next level. I think that's it from my end this week. Any questions or points, Steve?
I have a question from me. So for Jordanos joining full-time, you mentioned her role is going to be head of partnerships. So is that going to be similar to the role that Miss Grace had when she joined A2SV, or is it a bit different?
I wouldn't say so, because like the definition of partnerships at that time was just reaching out to some organizations. Now Jordanos is going to be handling multiple roles, but the title she wanted was that. So she will continue putting efforts for our community, for our alumni, and for the talent that we are building. So this doesn't mean that she's not going to dedicate time for helping us to improve our CVs or learning how to have communication with the recruiters. So she's going to be helping what she was already helping. And she's going to also take the responsibility on this part. And since like we don't want to give a title of head of community talent, she decided to go with partnerships.
Any questions?
Right, in that case, thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, moving forward, we'll be receiving some educational updates both for G4 and G5. And for that, we have Brooke. Sometimes it's Brooke McConnell, sometimes it's Brooke Zodu. So I'm just...
Brooke McConnell has a finals today, that's why. Yes, so for G5, education updates for their wins this week. The heads were working on a contest monitoring system. I think once or twice, Brooke McConnell on the stage mentioned that they had some issues with students cheating on the contests, and the heads, I guess, had enough, and they were building a monitoring system. I think that it was done, and now next week they're going to test it. Another win for the team was Q&A with Abdullah Dek. I hope I'm saying that right. A great gentleman, and he was here. I think everyone was here too. So he had a Q&A with the students, and we actually had to stop because of time. But yeah, the students were really engaged. For AIT specific updates, they're back to 5 Kilo campus. As you guys remember, this whole was taken by G5, and we were running out of space. And that was majorly due to students like in 5K labs, exit exam was taking place. And because of that, we had to move our efforts here. But now that exit exam is done, they're back. And they have covered recursion 1 and trace lectures. And I think today in the morning, they had a triad contest. I think this is their first triad contest. And they also gave us soft skills. For AS2, they just started camp after finishing finals, and they covered greedy and stacking queues. For Adama AS2, they covered recursion 1 and 3 lectures for 4th and 5th year students. So in Adama, since 4th and 5th and then 3rd year students, they have different schedules. They separated them in 2 rooms and they're moving in their own calendars. So for 4th and 5th, they gave those 2 lectures. And for 3rd, they're just starting their camp this week. And they covered greedy and stacking queue. And stacking queue is the lecture I gave, by the way, yesterday. Yes, so that will be the wins for G5. For their plans, as I mentioned, they're going to roll out the contest monitoring system, test it out a little bit, and then if it works, they're going to ship it. And they're going to cover recursion 2 for AIT and give more soft skills lectures for our February converts. And they're going to have group contest. So triad contest is a group contest, but it's in group of 3. Group contest is like we have G51, G52, right? And there is going to be against each other. So that's one thing to look forward to. For AS2, they're going to cover 3 more lectures, recursion 1, trees, and recursion 2. And they're also going to be giving more soft skill lectures. Adam AS2, they will cover recursion 2 for 4th and 5th. And the same thing that AS2 is covering for Sardis, because AS2 camp and AS2 Sardir camp, they just started it, so it's in the same schedule. And yeah, that will be the wins and plans for G5 education. For G4 secondary education, Ganesh will give us updates. Thank you.
Next time I will make sure to have a separate slide for G5 and G4. I think everything is covered up inside here now, right? I'll fix it.
Hi, I'm Zaganesh. Okay, I'm Zaganesh and I'm a lead for G4 education. Basically, we are on the camp. We are in the camp, and like last week, we were planning out the things that we are going to do on team specific. We have 3 teams: Hakimab, Rideshare, and Bada. They are going to give us the updates starting from today. It will be included with like us, the core dev members are doing. And the other thing, last week on Friday, we have had the internal demo. We didn't specify it here on the last week links. Basically, it's kind of internally we are going to discuss our progress. There's going to be a feedbacks, and like we are going to plan out our next move. On the other way, like, we have merged the G5 contest with G4, and we have had the contests as well. This week, on the coming week, we are going to have the weekly planning for Hakima, Rideshare, and Bada, as always. And we are going to have a session on debugging and testing. Emre will be giving us this lecture, the 2 lectures, and we are going to have the contests as well. Thank you. If you have any questions regarding the G4 education, you can ask.
Can anyone who is not part of the G4 squad team attend the testing and debugging lecture?
For sure. If you are interested, you can join us.
I'm interested because of the lecture, apparently. But,
Any question? No? Okay. Thank you.
okay. Thank you, Zaga. All right. Thank you, team. There are obviously some promotions that are happening, which I have to lead on.
Yes. So yeah, this week we had to make holding it right, I guess. Okay. So yeah, we made some promotions in AS2 squad. So far, Brooke, Conan, and Mati was leading the efforts in AS2 and AIT for G5. And since Mati just moved to Ghana, it was time for a new person to take the place, which would be Aman Ilalamayo. He is now our lead head of education for G5. And Aman is wearing multiple hats, so he's also part of G4 secondary education. He's a head there and he's a project lead. But at the same time, he's going to be setting the grounds and rules for G5 education. and Nardos would be learning a lot from him because now Nardos has been promoted from a head of education to a deputy lead head of education. Congrats, Nardos. And Nahum was one of our education coordinator / education operator. So now after seeing his really hard work and dedication, the team has decided to promote him from education coordinator to a head of education, which is a big leap because there is a head of education in between. This just tells that Nahum was outdoing himself. So congrats, Nahum, a well-deserved promotion. Another important update is our head of our old education operator, Awinizer Malaku, will be heading to Adama to become a head of education intern. He's going to serve there now that they're expanding and adding more February converts. So they're separating the class into two from one. So they needed more experienced education personnel, and Awinizer Malaku is one of those people, and that's why he was chosen for this role. Congrats, Awini. I don't think there is a
Congratulations to everyone who has been promoted. It just shows their hard effort and dedication. And up next, we will go to some of our Ghana education updates, which will be given to us by Mati.
All right, hey guys. Yeah. So first things first. Dagi, you can hear me, right? Should I wait? You're muted.
Okay. Now you can continue, Mati. Thank you.
All right. So just arrived at Ghana yesterday, and Surah has been very hospital. And today I joined Surah and his team at the lab. There takes a bit of time to adjust, but other than that, the students are really good, and Surah has been very hospital. Thank you, Surah. So for the wins, so this week they had the dynamic programming 1 and also 2 lecture. It was on Tuesday and Thursday respectively. And then the student mock interviews, we had it today. But for the team contest, it's planned for, and also thank you.
Okay, Mati, you're suddenly muted now. Can you try to unmute yourself?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, continue on the plans.
Yeah, so for the plans, next week we're going to have the team contest and practice sessions on DP, and also I think midweek. Yeah, midweek we're going to have the tri lecture.
Okay, thank you, Mati. Do we have questions for the Ghana education team? Okay. Here's a personal question to you, Mati. How do you like Ghana so far? How is the weather?
Weather takes a bit of time to get used to. It's very warm and humid. If you're saying Addis Ababa is hot, think again.
Okay.
That's all.
Yes, Mati. You try.
Did you try what? Ah, yes, that's really good. We had it today, lunch, plain rice without the sauce.
Nice, nice.
And also the chicken yesterday was good.
They haven't had the organizational based on their dedication and commitment they have to the program. And after that, after the onboarding phase has ended, we created the organizational emails. We also we're finalizing the restructuring. It's not complete yet. It's almost complete. We just needed to get reviewed by Emre. So this restructuring, why we did this is, as I mentioned, it's regrouping and then parting ways with some students. So the reason is in remote education, some students like register for the program, they think they'd have the bandwidth to continue, but unfortunately they wouldn't have the time to do it. And because we demand the students to attend our sessions and do more problem solving, because you all know the importance of attending our sessions and such. So we parted ways with some students that couldn't keep up with our policies. And after that, we're planning on regrouping the groups. The reason we are doing this is one, we're going to be considering the time zones because we have students from different time zones. At the beginning, we did not consider that when grouping the students together, but now due to this, we're going to be regrouping the students. One other thing is we're also going to be like creating the groups to promote diversity within the groups, to have students from different countries within the same group. And also something that just came up from the students and we haven't seen is the Ramadan month is going to be coming after 2 weeks, I believe. And we have most of our students are going to be fasting on Ramadan, and we're going to have to change our session time for our students that are going to be fasting. So based on these things, because of these things, we're going to be regrouping the students together and continuing. One more thing that we've done, this is for the G4 second year education, is they were working on analyzing the interviews. They're working on this project called Easy Pay.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Bamnat. I'm the lead head of community education. So I'm going to present the updates and the plans for this. So this week we started following up with the hackathon finalist projects. We have initiated this through the mentors that were guiding this project, starting from the semi-final to the end of the hackathon. There are some teams that we were not able to reach in this week, but for sure we're gonna make it in the next week. We have already initiated the contact, and they say they're going to be available on next week. So we'll have the final picture in next week, but the initial steps has already been taken, and we have some progress updates from some teams as well. So that's the first thing. The second one is the hackathon feedback analysis. So we have distributed these feedback forms for different group of the hackathon members or hackathon organizers, and we have collected these feedbacks and we have started analyzing these feedbacks, and this feedback analysis is completed. These tasks are a preparation for the preparation of the next hackathon. So we can call them as pre-preparation. So that's the second update. The third one is remote head of education recruitment. We have started the remote head of education recruitment. We have the interviews have been conducted. What remains is aggregating the data and selecting the qualified candidates. So that's one thing. The fourth one is community coordinator recruitments. We have announced the application. We have opened the application for community coordinator, since we are going to start the community education starting from next week as stated in the plan. We're gonna need some community coordinator. Currently, we have enough people in our wait list to start one class, and we expect more to come in the coming contest. So for those reasons, we have opened this community coordinator. We have initiated this community coordinator recruitment. So going to the plans, the first one is, like I mentioned previously, starting the community education. Like I said, currently we have enough amount of people in the wait list to start one class, and seeing on the performance on Saturday, we may also be able to open a second class. So we'll start community education. The second one is announce community helper chatbot. So on the chatbot, it was supposed to be finalized today. We have already actually deployed it, but there are some issues that needs to be corrected that we found while testing it. So we'll figure out these issues starting next week, and we'll announce. We hope we'll announce these bots next week. The final update, I mean, the final plan is finalizing the remote head of education recruitment. So, we have already conducted the interviews and all necessary things needed. So, what will remain is aggregating the last data and selecting the next remote head of education and interns. And lastly, we have one announcement. We have a promotion. So Freo has been with us for 3 months as head of community education intern. But
working in countries. We're trying to connect with our community. Our head of social media, Ezgi, has a different way of doing things when it comes to our social media platforms and how we should interact with our community members as well as the crowd or the audience that we have on the internet. So the first thing she decided to do is initiate some video. And yeah, as for the plans, we will be continuing to create our community engagement series. We will be announcing Abdullah's visit on our social media platforms. It will be out for the public. Not too many people know the guests that we have welcomed. So we will be putting that out on the internet, and we will finally start our core dev project showcase on our main A2SV platform. So that's what we will be doing for the coming week. If we don't have any questions, we can go over business and product updates, which is going to be presented to us by Zalalam.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Alalam. So I'll be presenting the business and product updates. So first, we finalized the first PRG draft for the remote education project, which is EasyPay. And next, we have our final assessment for the product manager internship applicants, and we've been doing interviews this week, and now we have our final assessment. Next, we had planned to set up the first post for the core projects, but that didn't happen since the head of the communication team had some personal problems and she couldn't work this week. So that's why things are lagging behind. Hopefully next week we'll get it done first thing next week. Next, we haven't actually shared the partnership role post, but we'll be doing it right after this weekly wins. So we need a partnership person who will be actively reaching out to organizations within Ethiopia in order to benefit the different projects. And next, Mary and Lydia. Okay, Mary is a full-time product manager now. And we also have hired Lydia as our product manager. Next, our UI team have worked on adults and AIT projects UI designs. Next, we've formed partnership with an agency for SkillBridge, and they'll be helping them to review content and their questions. And also, they have many students under them, so they'll be helping us to promote the app to students too. And finally, we've conducted a focus group interview for Team Rated, and we have been conducting several interviews this past week. And that's because we want to actually know what our target market wants. and it will help us make an informed decision in regards to marketing and business in the future. So our plans for next week are to share the completed PRDs for the student projects. Next, we also want to help facilitate the social media content posting for the core dev projects. Next, we'll be collecting responses and to select candidates for this new partnership role. And also, we'll be testing core dev products. Now that we have given our templates to all the core dev projects and they filled out the information that we've asked for, now we can start the formal product testing phase. Next, we want to take in product management interns, the ones we have interviewed this past week, and we'll take them under our team and guide them for their roles. And next, the UI designs for the projects will continue. Our UI team is working on it. Next, we also have the upcoming expo, the Digital Health Expo, and Adot and Hakim Hub will be participating in this expo. So we will prep them for this expo. We'll help them with their pitch decks and their presentations. And finally, we'll the recording for our focus group interview. We'll conduct an analysis for the focus group interviews. And then, that's what we'll do for next week. Thank you very much.
Do we have any questions? No? Thank you, Daniel. Okay, and news that we've introduced this week. Let's quickly go over our Generation 4 project updates. Who will be giving this to us? I received this information from Fusum, so I'll be pointing fingers at Fusum. Come out here and explain what this is. So who will be giving us the Generation 4 project updates?
So basically, we have 2 projects. So each project is going to present 1 project.
Our audience is.
Hello, everyone. My name is Futum. So, like Generation 4 has started, we have started our 2nd year of education. And in our 2nd year of education, we have 3 projects, and our students have been assigned to their project of choice or by some metrics that we use to assign them to those projects. And they are currently working on those 3 projects. So these updates are going to be given by project leaders, which are our heads. And the first project that will be presented is Hakimab, and it will be presented by Enoch.
So Henok, this is the first time our G4 projects are being, presented here on the weekly win. So we might have some audience who might not know what these projects stand for. So we're gonna need an extensive amount of description about the project, and then we can go over the updates and wins.
Yeah, all right. So I think most people actually know what Hakim Hub is. It's been in development for a while. And well, Hakim Hub, it's making healthcare information accessible for everybody. Like it could be information about healthcare institutions or doctors. So one of the primary problems that we as patients might face is the limited access to information. So for example, if I have a specific illness, knowing like the best place to go is a problem I'd face in Ethiopia, and I'd imagine in other African countries as well. So like Hakim Hub was like the idea was raised to combat this problem, and I think it's doing just that. So we have all the not all, but we have the information on healthcare institutions and as well as doctors. So if you want to know, let's say if you want to go to a specialist of some sort, let's say you have a toothache, you can just filter using that and get access to top-rated specialists of your choosing. It also offers this for hospitals as well, so you can get all that information at just your fingertips. It also leverages chatbot technology so that you can conversationally explain your symptoms, and from that it can tell you, like, it can recommend which doctors or hospitals to go to. So we believe that adds a lot of value for people who don't really know what they have, so they can actually get that information from our platform. And throughout last week, we've actually implemented the authentication feature, so everything on that end is finished. And we've also successfully deployed the web and backend so that it's connected and it's been deployed. We've also finished some of the backend endpoints for the doctors and hospitals features. However, we weren't able to implement the doctors and hospitals features that we discussed. This is due to multiple reasons. We hope some of those reasons will be elevated next week so that we can actually finish the doctors and hospitals features. So that's our updates. Thank you very much.
Do we have any questions for Hakim? Yeah.
I think we initially like had the Hacking Hub project like formerly like. Are we building on top of what we had, or are we building from scratch? And then are there any features that we adopted from them, and any features that we're adding on this one?
Yes, it was adapted from the old projects. We've successively throughout different implementations tried to see what we could improve on, or what features weren't important, and things of that sort. What features are inhibiting us? So we've tried to do like market research on those things. We've actually contacted some doctors to get their recommendations on things, and we believe that this new feature, as an idea, combats some of the downfalls of the previous generations and also builds upon them. We have until now heavily relied on the information gathered until now to actually develop the platform. Yeah. Do we have any other questions? No. Yes. Like, one of the reasons for that is it's not similar in a lot of ways. And so it does need a redesign. Some of the things we've dropped and some of the things we have added. So it doesn't suit, like, it's not entirely similar. So, and also, like, we didn't feel like reusing it would be a good thing to do. We want the students to practice, like, writing their own codes, starting all of that from scratch. So reusing a code base is not something we felt would give them that skill and knowledge. Do we have any other questions? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And up next, we have the internship #1 winner project, Rideshare, which is going to be presented to us.
It was your project, right? All right. Well, you'll be happy to know that the main idea of Rideshare that you know has changed a little bit. So I'll give you an update. Rideshare is, as the name suggests, you share rides, right? And one might think left, I believe. But basically, if you've noticed, probably especially in Addis, 80% of the transportation happens when? At commute hours, right? During the rush hours, especially from work to home, from home to work, or from home to school, and vice versa. So we'll be targeting those hours and offering our users packages, different packages based on duration, and they can subscribe for that, and they can share that ride with different people surrounding them, right? And this will increase the revenue that the driver will get, because even though the per person we decrease the amount because they're sharing the ride, when you pull the money, the driver will get more, and the people are going to pay less. It's gonna be more safe, and it's gonna decrease the traffic, because the traffic happens because we don't have limited, we have limited available cars, right, or buses, or transportation vehicles. So when they share it, it's going to increase in a way, right? And because we're using those cars to share it, there won't be a long line of people waiting for buses. So it's gonna be addressing a lot of issues in the current transportation system. That would be a short intro about rideshare. And for our wins, our team has implemented authentication feature integration. So last week, they implemented the designs, but it was not integrated. They finished that just last week. They successfully deployed web and backend. They prepared a questionnaire for our partner universities. So for rideshare, data is very important. And to know how to proceed, we are planning on collecting commit information from our partner universities. So they're working on the first draft, getting it reviewed by our product team, and they're working on this. They've integrated Google Maps API for users' location. For our plans, we're going to be developing the UI for our meme pages and get it reviewed. So the team is going to be working on the UI designs, and we'll be getting it reviewed by our product team, by our UI person, Yosef, and by our core dev members. We're going to complete backend side of the main rider endpoints, implement admin dashboard. After the review process finishes, we're going to also finish our last camp sprint, which is going to be Jira Sprint 3, and we're going to get our questionnaire reviewed. And finally, we're going to attend the testing and debugging lecture, which will be given by our Emre. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, before we move to the third project, let's invite questions for rideshare. Do we have questions for rideshare? Seems to be clear. In that case, let's get some updates about the project Bazaar, which even I have limited information about the project so far. So, Jose, you'll have to do.
Okay.
Give us a description, please.
Thank you, Dagi. So before I explain what our project does and what our idea is, I have a question for Emre. So Emre, when you first hear the word bazaar, what comes to your mind?
When I hear word bazaar, Turkish bazaar comes to my mind.
Like, what can you find in Turkish bazaar? What is the Turkish bazaar?
So there was a song in which this was part of the lyrics. And one of my high school friends, like, he sent me this song when I was in high school. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Well, what about the second thing?
Okay, so like in Turkey, in Istanbul, we have Kapalı Çarşı. So it's like a Grand Bazaar. How do they call it in English? Grand Bazaar. Like it's a historic bazaar place. You know, there are many sellers, so many buyers go there. There is a huge traffic. So when you go to Istanbul, I would recommend checking it out. You find many different types of goods. It's like I would say like more like maybe Mercado after 30 years. It also means market, right? Yeah.
Thank you. So basically, our bazaar, our project is day one. When I mean sell, it doesn't mean that we have certain payment system going on. You can list out whatever item that you are looking for, and you will find it there, just like the bazaars. And also, different businesses, they can set up their own profile, and they can see they can see the analytics, which is which products they sold on which period of time, which helps them prioritize which products to sell and which strategies to follow. So that's what Bazaar is in simple terms. Our project is not that mature, so we had to start from the actual priority review and everything. So after we reviewed the PRDs and everything, we had the CI/CD and Docker Hub lectures, and then after that we set up CI/CD and Docker for our own projects, and then we set up the render for deployment. And then in the first week, we received the UIs for sign up, login, and OTP verification, and they have been implemented. And we have on our backend side, we have initiated Google authentication and phone number verification, and we have started implementing the landing page. And also testings have been going on for the endpoints. And also the one thing that's really helping us is the sessions we have with our mentors. So we would like to thank Cordev for this. They have provided like very good mentors for us. And do you have any questions on the wins so far? Okay. So next week, regarding the UIs, as Brooke mentioned, we are currently short-staffed on UI UX team side, but we are getting interns, and this situation is going to improve moving forward. So we didn't get the UIs for the product listing page until the day before yesterday. So now we have got it, and the actual implementation for the product listing pages have started. And one thing that I forgot to mention is our bazaar doesn't only have products that you sell. Like we also have options for people who provide services. So for example, Dagi, if you want to get your haircut, then you can find the best barbers on our websites. So not just product listing page, but we also have service listing pages. So the other plan that we have is the authentications will be finished and the integrations will be done. So this is the main thing that we'll be focusing on. And also we'll be implementing the forget password on the backend side. We will start implementing the CRUD operations, and then testing and deployment. And also, as I mentioned, the one session that's really helping us is the sessions that we have with our mentors, and code review sessions will be continuing with our mentors. Do you have any other questions? Yes, kind of like GG, actual product and product detail. Then we will store this data, and we will use it for you. Like in your dashboard, you can go ahead and see which products are being viewed the most. So we will help you in deciding what products to pursue and which ones to not pursue. Yes, if you are a business and like, we can go to the details. So a user, when they first sign up to our website, they are just going to see lists of popular items that we have, popular services that we have, and everything. But if they actually want to sell, then they can go and set up their own dashboard in their own space for them to actually see the data for the products that they post. This is really helpful for actual businesses and users who are serious about like continually being involved in this trade process. So that's what makes us special. Do you have any other questions? So currently, our main way of like what we think, our strategy is to use actually advertisements, because there are a lot of businesses, and we have to have like a very huge set of users. So so basically, like we have 3 ways of identifying like legal sellers and legal sellers. So the first one is anybody can actually post anything they want, but when actual users try to buy from those like sellers, we have like we give them an actual, what should I say, there is, well, what do we call that, the green mark? Sorry guys. Yeah, so we verify like if they actually have TIN numbers and if they are actually registered sellers. So it's going to be up to the user to decide who to buy from. So that's going to be our policy. For the actual businesses, we have a strict way of like authenticating and trying to like determine if they are actual businesses or not. And also even like this goes the same for actual users as well. And if you like when someone searches for a certain product, we are going to prioritize the people who are already verified and the people we trust. So
For example, if someone like gets scammed through the app, do you think you're gonna have any legal liability for that?
So, like, first, as I mentioned, it's going to be up to the users to choose who to buy from. But we also have like rating and review features. So we'll like, you can go ahead and say, this guy has done this thing to me. Because if they are already verified, then we have their information. We have their TIN numbers and we have their actual information. And we also have their IDs and everything. So we are going to find them. Like that's what I can say, because if they do anything and if we receive any complaints, then we are going to find them through that data. But if they are not verified and if you knowingly chose to buy from them, then that's out of our hands. Okay. Thank you. We will consider that, not currently, but seems like a good idea. Okay. Any other questions? I was seeing some hands over there. No. Okay. Thank you, guys. This is the updates for G4 second year projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatih, so much for the updates. Yes, so now let's quickly go over the Cordev updates. So due to time restraints, Cordev leads, please try to go over the updates really quickly and address questions that we might have from our audience. That goes to project.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So I think everybody knows a little about our flowchart, so I don't have to say much. But for this week, the plan was focusing on test coverage and refactoring the code base. And I guess one of the things we tried to finish and we finished is the alt module. And currently we have a 30% test coverage, so that's going well. Also, we started implementation on new features. This is more like integrating like different types of aspects we plan to do, which is one of it, querying from a search engine and getting that result and analyzing it in a very readable format. Also, there are more cleanups and more overall like a streamlined version of what we're trying to do rather than just aggregating different features and making it very junky. It's just going to be simple things that users actually want from the research we have done. Also, there was senior presentation where we talked about our different metrics and the plan and also the current stage of our product. And there are some feedbacks we need to address and also really understand in depth of what our product is and how we can benefit and bring value, especially since we're trying to prepare for the expo. So yeah, this is pretty much the week's update. Plans for next week is going to be finalizing the new features, the cleanup and everything. So that's what we have done on the back end is going to be implemented for the front end and especially for the mobile. Also, try to reach 60% test coverage in terms of every module and the implementation and also refactoring each module. And also, we're going to have a marketing strategy where we really try to focus on getting more users and getting more feedbacks and also really reviewing our retention metrics and making sure which we have a good retention, which we have, but we can improve upon. Okay, that's it for us. Any questions? Okay. If not, make sure to join the group. Just go.
So this week we joined the senior weekly, where we present our pitch deck and our app. We got really helpful feedback on that session. We will incorporate. One of the senior members is actually working with us to improve our pitch deck. So last week it's working now. We're also working on making an introductory video with Blue Heads, introducing Adult. So we were supposed to finalize the script this week, but it's still in progress. We've also started the UI UX design for the doctor's flow. So it's something we'll continue doing for the next 2 weeks. So next week, we'll finalize the expo deliverables. We're communicating with the organizers to see what we need to deliver. So next week, we'll try to finalize the doctor's flow for doctor's flow UI UX. And we'll also update the pitch deck based on the feedback we got from the seniors weekly. On this part, Mr. Drink is helping us. Next week, we'll continue testing the backend and the mobile. We've set up everything this week, so I guess we'll try to cover more features next week. Also, we'll post adult introductory video. So any questions?
I have one question for you, Adona. So as for the adult memorandum of understanding, the social media team here at A2SV, we wanted to address it on our social media page. It's been a while, so is it like A2SV that particularly partnered up with Blue Health, or is it the adult as an organization that partnered up with Blue Health? So how should we address it in our social media platform?
It should be A2SV partnered with Blue Health for adult and Hakima projects.
Okay, so A2SV partnering up with Blue Health for
Adult and Hakim Hub.
Adult and Hakim Hub. both.
Hakim Hub. So I'm not sure about mentioning Hakim Hub. Maybe Emre would help you with it.
Emre? So as for the memorandum of understanding we had with Blue Health, we were trying to address which projects specifically partnered up with Blue Health. So should we, like for the public to know, is it just adult with Blue Health or adult and Hakim Hub? Like, do we have two of the projects?
Yes, we include that. Yes, but Hakim Hub doesn't have. Yeah. Okay, so Emre, it should be A2SV partnered with Blue Health for adult projects, right?
Adult can say our like partner organization A2SV partner.
Okay.
Similar case, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Adona. Parent organization A2SV. Okay, let's have Akil. Let's have Mahi out here.
Okay, so for Akil this week, we are mainly focusing on the volunteer outreach. We plan to target 3 high schools, but we only visited 1 high school, and we would be reaching out to more high schools next week. And we have also reached out to university groups, and we've talked with the admins to post some of our opportunities on the Telegram groups. So we have prepared and posted selected opportunities on different university groups. We've posted social studies related opportunities on social groups, tech related on computer science and elec groups, and also tutoring and some opportunities on high school groups. So we've done that, and we're trying to get more volunteers for the current existing opportunities. In terms of implementation, we've implemented the opportunity view account on the backend and integrated with the mobile app. Now on the mobile app, people can see how many views like a given opportunity had, and also NGOs, like for the NGO visits, we have also added that. We've been working on the custom questions for applications. We've started with dummy questions, and we have been testing it out with mobile app. On the mobile app, we've built a for displaying to add those custom questions on the opportunity posting part, and it will be implemented in Twint. So on the mini app, we've implemented the browse search and filter for NGOs and opportunities. these are the basic things that we have on the mobile app, and we have implemented that on the mini app. We haven't deployed it because the Telegram bot is being actively used for finding on the existing Telegram bot. So next week we'll continue reaching out to Selassie in Cathedral and try to introduce Akil to them, and then hopefully get some volunteers sign up on the platform, and also get some applications for the high school related opportunities that we have on the platform. We would also start working on the export deliverables. We do revision on the pitch deck, our roll-ups and one minutes. And implementation wise, we would change the mobile app on the Play Store to open testing so that people with the link can download and access our mobile app. And we'll continue working on the web interface for the volunteers. We'll stop the mini app version and then start building the web interface of the volunteers on our website. Any questions?
Any questions for Project Akil? Thank you, Mahi. And up next, we have SkillBridge, which will be presented to us by Yididia. Let's have Yididia out here.
Hello, everyone. This is Yididia from SkillBridge. So for this week, we were able to go to St. Joseph for interview and feedback collection, and it went successfully. We were able to collect feedbacks from our testers and other students who used our apps. The other plan was to reach out for GlobeDoc for video content. It was not completed because we were not able to reach it. So basically, we will be going in person on next week. But we are working on like scrapping the videos from YouTube, and the mobile team is working on displaying those videos in the content. The other win for this week is we are able to finalize the agreement between the fidelity tutors who will be reviewing our content, and we have listed out all the topics and the questions that will be reviewed, and the first round of reviewing will start next week. We are able to make some mobile updates. We are able to add the chat feature globally since the students were not finding the chat feature. We decided to make it global, so it will be displayed throughout the app on whatever page you are, and I believe it will be more visible now. The other one is, we added the video content into courses. So the implementation is done. The only thing that's left is like listing out all the videos and mapping them to every chapter. So we'll try to do that next week. The other one is the plan was to finalize content management from admin side. Most of the thing is not completed for this week, and it will be finalized next week. So the plan for next week, as I said, is we'll try to finalize the content management from the admin side as well as the chat feature. So the chat feature is basically implemented by the mobile, but there is some dependency on the backend, so we'll try to finalize that. We'll try to integrate all the videos from the GlobeDoc into the courses next week. We'll also be making in-person visits of the GlobeDoc people, and we'll try to finish it the video team next week. The other one is the content review. We'll start the first round next week. And we have found some volunteers from Akil, and they are currently reviewing some previous year national exams, so that will be continued. And also we'll try to deploy our app to Play Store. We are pushing this task since we have other priorities, but it will be started next week. So yeah, that's it. Any questions? Thank you.
And finally, we have Rated, presented to us by
week we finalized the development is done, that deployment remains, and that's scheduled to be completed by the end of the week. So over the weekend, it will be deployed, and next week it will be available for use. We also continued our focus group interviews, which were started last week. We had planned to reach 1,500 reviews, but we fell short of that, and we're still yet to complete them. Hopefully, I will get to reach them by the end of the week. Location-based recommendation for the mobile app is also available. So before it was just time of day based on time of day recommendation. Right now, it also serves location-based recommendations. And we also attended seniors weekly session. Next week's plans, iOS development will go accordingly with the rest of the core dev projects. Dashboard user story will be completed. It's a really it's going to be a really long process to lay out all the user stories because our project specifically requires a lot of image processing and continuous update features. We have also planned to reach 1,500 reviews. So backend testing is supposed to happen next week too. Code updates will be carried on to improve performance. Mobile app testing together with the product team will be done. And we'll just like Akil, we'll also deploy a mobile app to Play Store with public visibility. And we'll also be finalizing our pitch deck and get it reviewed as soon as possible for the expo, which is supposed to happen in the US. If you have any questions.
Yeah, so as a suggestion. No, yeah, so as a suggestion, I think it would be nice to maybe put out the weekly leaderboard there, and then maybe also tell them their prizes and their achievements so that it could help in engaging the other A2SVians. So if you can put out the weekly winners, that would be great.
Okay, we'll definitely do that. Unfortunately, yep. 1,300. Yeah. We have passed 1,000 reviews on just items. So the rest of the reviews are on restaurants. So in total, it's around 1,300. Yep. Yeah, so on Thursday, I think Bini came out and introduced the app to the G5 students. And we have noticed a spike in the reviews, and we also anticipate even higher numbers next week. Okay.
Okay, if we don't have any more questions, thank you, Tababu. Okay, and yeah, we have one last session remaining. Let's go over on our call, see if Mr. Alper has joined us. Mr. Alper, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live, Mr. Alper. We can see you.
Okay, great. I'm hearing my own voice. Could you please mute? Okay, great. Hello, my fellow A2SVians. I wish, first of all, a good camping period to all, because we are in the camp and we are trying our best for the success. We are just about to finish February, and in March, we have several milestones that are very important for A2SV. We are going to have the projects running. We are going to have a symposium on African diaspora in San Francisco, and we are also having the camps with full power. So basically, it's time for us to move quickly and with high momentum. It's time for us to really put our feet on the pedal to speed up. There are several developments that you see in the weekly wins. Our senior team is more engaging than ever, and it's very important that as the main power of A2SV, you have to be working hard to support the seniors' efforts. So we need to build momentum. And how to build momentum? It's very easy. We have to be persistent. We have to listen to the seniors. We have to listen to our heads. And we have to do what we are going to do in a right way. You know, good can always be better. So we are doing good, that's for sure, but we can improve it and we can go fast and persistently. Again, could you please go to the code? Okay, thank you. The quote of the day is anonymous, but in fact, it is really anonymous. Thanks to Emre, he asked ChatGPT to give us a clue about what is important to understand the importance of persistence in success. And ChatGPT, also called as Dayı, said us success requires persistence in the little things, which it is often invisible to those who give up on the threshold of a great success. Guys, we are at the threshold of a great success, so let's not miss the points. Thank you and have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alper. Yes, okay. So this week's weekly wins have been extensive as we introduced more agenda to our weekly wins. So we will be going over our team. We'll be having a meeting about how the weekly wins should progress. For the coming week, we will try to, the first thing is make our slides engaging and more better. And as for the duration, things will become more concise moving forward. So don't expect the next week's weekly wins to be this lengthy, okay? Thank you so much, everyone. And with this, I would like to conclude this week's February 21st weekly wins. Have a wonderful weekend and goodbye. Aisha, have a wonderful flight as well. Thank you.